guaranteed cut. And Brianna Turner is someone who has started almost every game in her career till last.
Angel Reese was not having it the moment Brianna Turner ditched Chicago for Indiana to team up with Caitlin Clark. She went full main character mode, side-eyeing the camera and joking, "Oh, so this is what we're doing now? Guess loyalty expires like milk."
So, in a kind of a surprising turn of events, the Indiana Fever have made yet another move this offseason, and they have signed Brianna Turner to the roster.
First, it was Ojo Wilson watching the Indiana Fever stack talent like they were assembling an Avengers squad. Now, Reese had to process it too. The latest plot twist, Brianna Turner leaving Chicago to join Caitlin Clark in Indiana, adding yet another layer to the WNBA's most dramatic offseason yet. Meanwhile, Turner seemed unfazed by the frenzy she'd just sparked. Excited for this new chapter, she embraced the move while Fever players welcomed her like the missing piece to their championship puzzle. Aliyah Boston, ever the calm presence, simply tweeted, "Let's hoop."
Someone who actually broke this story, she said Brianna Turner has signed with the Indiana Fever per the WNBA transition page. Some depth for the Fever front court. Brianna Turner signed a contract with the Fever. Somebody said, so does this mean it's not a training camp? Somebody said yes.
The WNBA isn't just growing, it's turning into a full-blown reality show, only with elite athletes and real stakes. And if the Indiana Fever keep making moves like this, Angel Reese might have to start recruiting a super team of her own. She had every right to feel some type of way. Brianna Turner really looked at Chicago, looked at Indiana and said, yeah, I'm gonna head out. And for what? To help Caitlin Clark and the Fever build their powerhouse roster.
And the Fever last year is finally coming around to sign with the team. Go figure. Now, I don't know the whole initial thing about this signing, maybe for depth, defensive purposes, but it is funny to see how what a year make when the Indiana Fever is one of the, not one, but is the top team.
At this rate, it was looking like Angel Reese and a handful of vibes. Sure, they still had Marina Mabrey and Dana Evans, but reality was setting in fast. They didn't even make the playoffs last year, and now they were supposed to believe that running it back without Brianna Turner was going to change anything. Chicago's front office kept reassuring fans, we're building. We're patient, but patience doesn't stop Indiana from collecting talent like Pokemon cards. And let's be real, patience is a lot easier when your rival isn't forming a super team right in front of you. Angel Reese though, she wasn't about to let anyone count Chicago out. I love it here, and we're going to be just fine, she said, doubling down on her loyalty. But let's keep it real. Fine didn't get them anywhere last season. Fine was sitting at home watching the playoffs. Meanwhile, Fever fans were already talking reckless. Y'all can keep Angel Reese. We got Caitlin Clark, Aliyah Boston, and Brianna Turner now, the disrespect was loud, and Chicago had no immediate comeback. Because really, what could they say? At least we still have. The free agency tracker wasn't doing them any favors. Sky fans watched the rest of the league make moves like kids watching their friends get new toys. Indiana got Turner. Even the Aces made some upgrades. New York was stacked. Dallas and Minnesota were getting stronger. And then there was Chicago, standing in the corner trying to convince themselves that one player could do it all. Honestly, it's not a bad move for the Fever. In fact, it's a great one. Of course, Angel Reese wasn't backing down. She was already talking about how she thrives as the underdog, how she feeds off the doubt. And maybe she does. Maybe she takes all this shade, bottles it up, and turns into a menace next season. Because right now, Indiana looks ready to run through the league like they've been holding a grudge. And Chicago looks like that one friend who says, we don't need a plan, we'll figure it out. The Fever aren't just here to make the playoffs, they're here to take over. Their front office took one look at their young core, saw Caitlin Clark sitting there like a cheat code, and said, yeah, let's go all in. Now they've got Natasha Howard, Sydney Colson, Sophie Cunningham, Duana Bonner, and Brianna Turner. Indiana didn't come to play. They're on a mission. And with the way they've moved in the past 24 hours, re-signing Kelsey Mitchell to a max deal, bringing Natasha Howard back to where she was originally drafted, and pulling off a three-way trade to land Sophie Cunningham, this team just got exponentially better. Indiana isn't playing around. They see what they've got in Caitlin Clark, and they're making sure the Favor don't waste a second of her rookie contract. No more talk about building for the future or being patient. That's nonsense. Indiana is trying to win right now and looking at this squad, they might just pull it off. Natasha Howard brings championship pedigree. Duana Bona is a walking bucket who knows how to win at the highest level. Brianna Turner gives them elite defense. Sophie Cunningham is bringing that energy, talking trash, hitting clutch shots, and ensuring no one disrespects this squad. And let's not forget Sydney Coulson, the ultimate locker room glue, keeping the vibes elite while still stepping up when the moment calls for it. In this industry, if you're not a competitor, you're not going to last. It doesn't have to be about winning at all costs, but it's about how you show up every day. For me, it's simple. If you're leaving your shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot, I'm judging you. You're not going to be on my team. If you're sitting on the end of the bench with bad body language, not being a good teammate, I don't want you around. It's not about the stats, the points, or the numbers. It's about giving everything you've got, every single day. Are you a good human? Are you a good teammate? Are you helping others up? Are you a good sport? Are you showing respect to your opponents? All those intangibles matter. But let's be real. The moment Stephanie White took over, this became Caitlin Clark's team. And she's got a coach who's ready to maximize her talent. No easing her into it. Clark's getting the ball, and she's getting the green light from day one. White knows she's coaching a generational talent, and she's making sure Clark has every weapon she needs to succeed. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is looking shook. Aja Wilson already felt some type of way when the Favor started scooping up free agents. Now she might need to call a league-wide meeting just to figure out how to stop this madness. Teams that thought they had time to prepare for Indiana's rise are scrambling, realizing the Favor aren't asking for permission. They're just taking their spot. Are you showing respect to your opponents? All those intangibles matter. But let's be real. The moment Stephanie White took over, this became Caitlin Clark's team. And she's got a coach who's ready to maximize her talent. No easing her into it. Clark's getting the ball, and she's getting the green light from day one. White knows she's coaching a generational talent, and she's making sure Clark has every weapon she needs to succeed. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is looking shook. Aja Wilson already felt some type of way when the Favor started scooping up free agents. Now she might need to call a league-wide meeting just to figure out how to stop this madness. Teams that thought they had time to prepare for Indiana's rise are scrambling, realizing the Favor aren't asking for permission. They're just taking their spot.